Hi, this is Sarah, the Stitchin Mommy, and it's Monday, September 21st. So time is just flying by. I'm here for a weekly stitching update. So I have things to show you, plans to tell you about, and a few other odds and ends here at the beginning. Quite a few extra things this morning, or I guess it is this morning. So let's go ahead and start with those. Let's see, I got a little bit more birthday kindness with some needle minders. So these are from Shelly. The name of this shop, she got these on Etsy and had them sent to me, called Stitchingly Along is the name of the Etsy shop, and they're super cute. The first one is probably my favorite, a cute little kitty cat. And these are really thin. I actually haven't opened them because I was sharing them with you first, but they're look like plastic resin or something, but they're really light, really small, which is perfect for in-hand stitching. So Shelly knows me. There's another one who's a fancy lady. It's Jasmine. And I don't have any Disney themed pieces, but I do. My Garden Prelude her dress is similarly colored, so I'll probably put this on her. And I'll probably put the kitty. I have one kitty needle minder, so I'm not sure if I'll put that on my cherry kitten or if I have another. Oh, I have a few kitten projects. So we'll see. I might have more kittens than I need. So something non-kitten project can have a kitten needle minder too, because kittens are just cute. And here's the last one, a Simpsons Family needle minder, which is perfect because I'm working on my Simpsons piece for my husband. So this is perfect. And the piece for him is still a surprise. So hopefully it stays that way. And so that's really fun. That was a nice bonus birthday gift. Extends the celebration a little bit longer. And then I got, well, first I bought a vinyl pronged folder for my Teresa Wensler sampler patterns that my husband got me. So I printed them out with all of the information and put them all in here because they were too thick for a report cover unless I did them separately, and I figured it'd be nice to have them all together. So there's autumn. I don't think they're in order yet, so I'll have to maybe fix them. Winter. These are bigger pictures than I was able to show last time. Spring. And I need to get these earmarked too so I can easily flip to the one I'm working on. Summer. And I haven't, oh, this, by the way, 1/1. This whole scene, whew, there's a lot of specialty stitches, a lot of, as Teresa Wensler goes, there's probably blends, but it's pretty fun. Actually, not too many blends. The winter sampler only has one blend, has some beads and Kreinik and one Gloriana, so should be fun. I'll have to look through these in more detail and figure out if I want them all on matching fabric, if I want to do different fabric, if there's any specialty threads to get, so I'll have to look at that later. I had been hoping to start the lavender and lace seasons next year because this year I'm starting my cross seasons, of which I am starting one tomorrow on the first day of fall in the Northern Hemisphere. So I'm not sure. Now that I have these are like ready to go. So in my lavender and lace Celtic ladies, I haven't had any time in the last 9 months to finish charting those. I'm charting a collage to do just head and shoulders of each of the ladies and their sign, some of the banner that says the season and the border with the beads and stuff, the little medallions. It'll have a little bit of all of that in there, but it'll be like a square with the 4 ladies in the four corners. And I haven't had time to chart. I'm not sure I will either for the rest of the year because it's just crazy with having my kids at home and designing and fulfilling orders that I've already got going in my Etsy shop. And so I don't know, I may just start these this year and do the Celtic ladies the following year. So I don't know, we'll have to wait and see on that. I also got a lovely box of goodies from Jennifer, a lovely lady. She sent me some beads, and I knew they were coming, I just didn't know when. But check out this goodness. It's like so many. These are all Mill Hill beads. She used to have a stitching store, I believe, a long time ago, and had already sent me a box of treasures, Mill Hill treasures. And so when she found this basket full of beads, she thought of me again. So I am very, very excited about these. She also threw in some small cuts of fabric that my either ornaments or my kids can play with to do stuff on. So that's exciting. And then a tacky bob. Woohoo! I have one tacky bob, so it'll be fun to have a second one because I was using one for Stargazer and also for my Mill Hill butterfly kit. And so I had them spread out so I could have some on each side, but I think it'll be nice to have two because then I can get a little bit more creative for the different beading projects I have going. And then I bought this. After the box of beads came on Monday, I believe, and then I went and bought, this was on sale on Amazon. When I went to look for it, it was not on sale. So I had my husband has a price tracker. It'll email you when it goes, when the price drops. So it dropped below my target price. So we snapped it up and it came in just a couple days. Super exciting. So this, I've seen other people show theirs and I haven't put anything in here yet. But it comes with labels to go on the bottom of the little boxes. But I also might put something on the front because when it's in here, you might want a number in the front too to be able to see at a glance, not just the color of the bead, but also the number, because a lot of things I use beads for are patterns that call for numbers. And so I could see if you're using these for jewelry making or something, you just want to look at the color maybe, but they come, these little things come out and you can put the label they give you could go on the bottom, and it opens up on the end and you can hold, I think, probably 2 packs of beads in one of these. So I'll have to play around with that. I've been so desperately wanting to play with this. I just was trying to get my stitching goals met and decided I'd wait because this would take a little bit of time to sort out the beads in the box that I got, as well as my beads, and put them all together, see how many there are, unique numbers, and kind of just, it would be a little bit of a process. So I figured I won't have that to show before this video, but I'm very excited. So that'll be fun. I have, so far, my Mill Hill beads I keep in a bobbin box, and not all bobbin boxes are tall enough for this, but I put them sideways. And you could fit like 4 in one little cubby where you would put your floss bobbins. And it's been working because I haven't had more than one for my beads. I got 1.5 organized with the treasures that she sent me last time. And my other one is just beads still. And so now that I have this many beads, I thought it was a good opportunity to go ahead and splurge on a new storage system for my beads. So I'm excited about that. I will have to show you when they're all filled and pretty. So that was new and exciting. And let's see, one last, or 2 random things, but I also did some organizing yesterday. This one was a little easier to tackle, so I went ahead and started with this one. But I wanted to get going on my mom's diamond painting, and I shared this with you last week, I think. That she had, I gave this to her for a birthday or Mother's Day or some sort of present. This is a little bit bigger picture of what it looks like. It's a beach scene, some palm trees, and They're not Adirondack chairs like I thought. They're just some sling back beach chairs and a campfire. So a nighttime beach scene. Super cute. Lots of blues. Perfect for my mom. She loves palm trees. But it turned out to be not her cup of tea. And so she gave it back to me when we visited recently. And so now I want to finish it for her and give it back to her finished. And so I went ahead and got this leftover box that was for some 3D printer filament that my husband had in the garage. And I just filled it up with snack baggies. It's not the best system, but it'll work for now. And I have the number and the symbol on each baggie. So it's rudimentary, but I have a nice system for my personal diamond painting, and I didn't want to disassemble that to work on this. So I figured this will work fine for this extra project. And I also was tempted to use this new bead storage thing to put the diamond painting resins in. And then when my mom's diamond painting is done, then I can do my Mill Hill beads. But my husband talked me out of that because he's like, it's going to take you a while to finish this diamond painting, especially with the holidays coming up. You're not going to be able to finish it for this year for Christmas or something. So knowing he knows he knows my time better than I do. I'm more optimistic than I should be sometimes, I think. But he's like, there's no way you're finishing it this year, so you're not going to want to wait that long to get your other beads out of, like, organized and put in that storage container. So like, you're right. Okay. So anyways, I got that done last night and also started a little bit of the diamond painting. So I'll get this as my before picture. My mom did a tiny little like 10 by 4 area up here in her test and didn't want to do any more. So last night I picked this dark green. So there's a little bit of that down here and then a little bit more of this dark blue up here. And then I ran out of time. I had to go see all the sparkles. So yeah, that's the beginning of it. And it is pretty big, but I'm excited to pull that out somewhat regularly. I had been thinking it would be fun to pull out my personal diamond painting once a month maybe. And then even that goal I don't always hit because I'm just busy with the cross-stitch goals. But for this one, because it's for her, I want to try to get it out maybe once a week and show you, you know, use the fact that it's a gift and the fact that I can maybe show you on every video what I've done, maybe it will be a good incentive to get that done, to get some progress every week. So I'm hoping, right now I just pulled back the corner on the diagonal, but in the future I think I'm going to pull back horizontally and work on like a strip at a time coming down because I want to, it's a square. And so working on it, I want to eventually not have to worry about the top and work from the top down. So I think that'll work for me. So we'll see how I go about that. But it's kind of what I'm thinking right now. Last night was really quick. I just did a few things. So just figured it was easier just to pull the diagonal over. But I don't think I want to do that normally because it's so big. I think it'll be more awkward to do it that way. One last odd and end before I get to my personal stitching. I was contacted by a cute little Etsy shop called Beyond Up, and they're on Etsy. It looks like historically they've sold things for gaming, like little organizer boxes and things for playing games, board games. But they're branching out into cross-stitch patterns, and they have 3 PDF cross-stitch patterns available in their shop right now, and it sounds like they have plans for more. And we discussed and we decided that I would offer a giveaway to all of you for a PDF pattern of your choice. So I will go through, I'll put a picture here of what the 3 patterns are that you could choose from. The first one is called Apples and Acorns, and this one is really cute. It has the word home and October under it. So I'm guessing that might mean that they will have a monthly series coming out if it has the month on there. I don't know this for sure, so don't quote me. But possibly that is what that could mean. If you don't want the word October, you could maybe put your last name in there instead or something. But that one's really cute. And then another one is Autumn Hay Rides, which is a little more involved. It has a barn and a truck and pumpkins in the field. A lot more stitching involved in that one. So that one was somebody who likes a scene, an autumn scene. And then this last one is super cute. It's called Pumpkin Spice, and it actually is the word spice in the shape of a pumpkin. So that's pretty cute. I could see that being really popular for, like they show it in the picture where it was finished on like a milk jug or a canning jar or something that you could use in your kitchen maybe. So that one is super cute too. So for the giveaway, please don't say the word giveaway in your comment, because we only want people who love cross stitching to enter this giveaway. And you can use the word autumn, because all three of these are kind of autumn, fall themed at this point. And so autumn is spelled A-U-T-U-M-N, in case you didn't know. And use that word in your comment somewhere, and then next week I'll draw 2 people to win a PDF of your choice. And what you can do is you can give me your email, and I'll pass your email on to them, and they will email you the PDF directly. So I think that's how we'll work it out. So let me know in the comments something in your description about the word autumn, and I'll enter you to win the giveaway for the Beyond Up pattern. So that's cute. So I'm happy to help them get the word out about their new pattern designs that they're going to start offering in their shop. So let's see, stitching. That's what you're here for, right? All of this is kind of stitching related, stitching adjacent. So this week, I guess I can start with my travel stitching. That's usually what I start with. Right now, my small piece is the Fat Quarter Shop Prim Stitch Series number 3, Peace and Plenty. And I showed this pattern last week, but I actually don't remember if I showed my progress. As I'm looking back, and I forgot to check the video, but I was looking back and thinking, did I actually show you my finished piece? Or not my finished, but my start? I started it last week, and I don't remember if I showed you. So if I didn't, I will have to describe what I did. But this is where I'm at now. I'm doing this on the called for 25 count Prim vintage cloth that they sell at Fat Quarter Shop. Only I'm doing mine 1/1, and I am playing with it to add specialty stitches. So last time, if I forgot to show, I had done both cherries and the start of her arm, her sleeves. So that's all I had last time. And then this week, I got a lot more done on it. The advent of football season is very good for my travel stitching now, because I like to join my husband and son when we're watching a Broncos game, which sadly they have not yet won, but I got to work on this for Monday night's game for last week, and then yesterday, a Sunday game. So I am really excited. I put some Smyrna crosses through here to give it a fun effect. I was thinking about eyelets, but I liked the Smyrna crosses better. And I did some like just fan stitches for the wings, and I'm not 100% convinced I like it. My husband doesn't like it. Let me know what you think. If I should just go back to cross stitches for that, or if you have another suggestion of a specialty stitch, I'm open to taking it out and redoing it, because it's not that much work with the long stitches. It didn't take that long. It's kind of growing on me though, so I might leave it. But if somebody thinks it, let me know. If you think it looks so stupid, I definitely need to rip it out. Let me know. And if you think it's cute, let me know that too. If you have a suggestion, let me know that too. So now I will go on to, I just added her eyes this morning. They're French knots. And then I'll start these stars, and then I can work on the flowers and things in a little bit. But that's coming along. And I've also been working on my temperature tree, which is one of my designs. You can find this in my Etsy shop along with several other temperature patterns. And here's mine. I work on this mainly just on Sunday. So I pulled this out yesterday, got it all done just in the car to and from church, because there was only 3 colors represented this week, so it went really fast. So this is on 28 count light blue even weave by Artiste at Hobby Lobby, and it's 1/1. So I did these leaves right here, and there's only 3 colors, the low 90s all week. I think it's supposed to spike again a little bit into the hundreds the beginning of next week or this weekend or something. So we might get a few more dark colors, but then I think, hopefully, fingers crossed, fall should be coming soon. So guess we'll see. So that's fun. I still have another full week of September, so I don't need to work on the branch again yet until a little bit later, but work on October's branch when I actually need it. So that's good. And then what I was working on all week and for the past 3 weeks total is my Tour de France piece, Quick Stitch Iris, which is I've been using for the Full Coverage Fanatics Facebook group Tour de France challenge. So they had us stitching the amount of kilometers that the riders in the event are riding. So total, if you choose to do the entire thing, it's over 3,400 stitches. And I did it! Yay! So this is Quick Stitch Iris by Josephine Wall. I'm doing mine on 25 count, 1/1, full crosses, and here it is now. I am super excited. I'll have this be a before and after of last time you saw it. And then I will show a before and after of the beginning of the event. So this is what it looked like before the Tour de France, before the 3,400 stitches. So I actually haven't even seen this comparison yet because it's hard to do that. So it's probably pretty amazing. I don't think I had like any of this like filled in at all. So it may be just partially there. So it's very exciting. Try to get a little closer to. I am picking colors along the top wherever I haven't stitched yet, and then I'm just taking that color and filling it in. I did finish 2 or 3 colors, a couple yellows and maybe a purple or something. But usually I just finish the string and then move on to another color. So there's still a few holes up here, but I'm excited. I'm thinking I will continue to work on this for about 50 stitches a day. Next year they're having a challenge in Full Coverage Fanatics for 21,000 stitches in 2021, which would be an average of 57 point something, so 60 stitches a day. And I think I would like to do that. That would let me finish this piece well before my aunt's birthday, which is in November. So there's no way I'd finish it by this November, but by next November, I could totally get that done if I stick with that challenge. And that's really motivating. It would also be, I wouldn't get to the 21,000 because it's got less than that left. I think there's like 17,000 left. So when I'm done with it, I would move on to another piece to finish the challenge, because you're allowed to do that. If you finish your project, you can switch to a new project. And I'm thinking I will pick, at this point, my plan is to pick this one, Waterfall in Yosemite, because I was first considering Knitting Woman, but because it's a half stitch, in order to qualify for the challenge, I'd need to double my stitches, and I don't think I want to try to do 100 stitches every day, or 120. I think that's too much for a bonus project. And I don't want to hate working on it. I want to enjoy seeing the progress, and I think 60 stitches is probably just right. So this is also a full cross project, and it would be really nice to get this closer to a finish to be able to hang up in my house, because this is something I think my husband would allow me to put up in the main living spaces. So this one is the one I'm thinking of switching to for that particular challenge when Quick Stitch Iris is done. So that was a little bit of plans thrown in a little bit early, but that's kind of my thought. So we'll see. I have days like today and tomorrow that are going to be really full days in my real life, and so I don't know how much stitching I'll get to do. So there might be some days that I won't be able to do the bonus stitching, and so there might be some other days where I'll double up, and I think that's okay. So it's done. That's the long and short of it. I did it. I'm very excited. It's kind of like, I'm always a little envious of other full coverage stitchers who see so much progress on their pieces, and I don't see that usually because I only spend a couple days on something because I have so many things that I like to work on. So it was really fun to see that much progress on something. So I think I'm gonna have to keep doing something like that. So continuing on, speaking of the Knitting Woman, that's the first one I worked on this week. It was my main project. I didn't get much work on it the first day, but I got a decent amount done the second day. So I ended up meeting my personal goal of at least 200 stitches, and I got almost, let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 380 stitches. So that's pretty nice. And these are half stitches, but they only go partially faster, not completely doubled. So that's why it's hard as far as speed. So that's why I don't really want to do too many counting challenges in Full Coverage Fanatics with half stitch projects, because it's not completely half the time. If it's background stitching that's really mindless, yes, it's half the time. But in the confetti bits, there's still so much counting and fiddly bits that it's not half completely. So anyways, that's just my 2 cents on that. So here is where I got to on Knitting Woman. This is on 22 count Aida, 2/1 half stitches. And I worked like I said I would, where I picked stitches that were up here where I had not yet stitched, and then worked in the length of thread I had until it was done. So I got this area filled in a little bit more, which is nice. And then it also brought things down here. Some of her, you can see her fingers knitting a little bit in here, which is cool. And I even got some down here. Over here is the head of the cat. So there were a few of these stitches that were in the cat's face. So I was very excited about that. This is like really close to the bottom, if not the actual bottom. I can't remember. It's maybe within a few stitches at least. So that's fun. So I'm happy about that. I'll keep bringing that out at least once a month to work on. And then the next thing I worked on was my letter E fairy, which is by Nora Corbett. And this is the original. And I'm doing mine in color conversion. So I'm changing her to be red, have a red dress, red flowers, and then this cross is similar, but it's using stash floss and not called for. So pretty much, I think there's like one or 2 colors that are the same as charted. Everything else is changed. So here is this one now on 32 count Water Lily linen by Witchell, and it's the called for fabric. And I finished this crossbar of the E, including stitches and Krynic. You can see the sparkles, woohoo! I didn't know there was going to be more Krynic in here until I got in here. This worked for a prompt that needed bling, and so I thought there was just beads, and then I realized there's all this Krynic in here too. So I adjusted my goal to include the Krynic, so that was fun. But I realized these 2 beads made me like, why are these beads here? They don't seem to have any purpose. And then I realized there's backstitching around the letter, including some more little curly tendrils over here where the beads are at the end of the tendrils. So I will need to go back and do that backstitching. So this top part is not completely finished like I thought. I need to do the backstitching first. But from here, there's some beads in her dress, but other than that, from here up, minus that backstitching, it's done. So I do need to go back and do that before I finish out the bottom chunk. So I think this is looking really good to be able to finish this year. I have 3 more months to pull it out and work on it. So Worst case, I can work on it a few extra times each month if I'm worried about it, but I'm having fun with it so far. And it goes pretty fast, assuming I have time. And then the last thing I worked on was Norwegian ship under sale, because I wanted to work on this for the Full Coverage Fanatics around the world. We went to Norway this month. This is a Norwegian ship, so that worked out really nicely. And I am up in the sky, so it's a bunch of boring colors. And there were so many times where I wanted to not work on it and go organize beads or organize diamond painting or enter something else that I wanted to do. But I am planning on working on it today for Terry Lee Craft's birthday stitch along challenge in her Facebook group Cross Stitch Township, which is a closed group. But she wanted, her prompt for her birthday challenge was to start as many things as you can. And she said page finishes or page starts on full coverage pieces count. So I thought it would be fun to continue to work on this, which is what I had already planned for today, and see how far I can get across the top, and how many new pages I can start across the top. So I've already stitched in pages 1 and 2 and 9 and 10 a little bit down here. There's 8 pages across, 1 is a partial. So there's 6 more that I could potentially start today. Don't know if I'll get very many because I don't have a lot of stitching time on Mondays, but I'll do as many as I can, see how far I can get, counting, you know, fairly close together along the top, so I'm not going too crazy. But here is where I got to. The thing that motivated me to work on this the most is because I wanted to stitch in my parked threads. And so I got really close where there was only 3 left. I'm just gonna do it. I need to get this done. And then I can have a clean slate for going forward with this birthday challenge and beyond. So here is where I got to compared to last time. And this is 25 count, same fabric, exact same fabric as on Quick Stitch Iris, only this is 2/1 half stitches. So the colors are not that exciting. So that's why it's, they're kind of pretty, but they're not, you can't see a whole lot because it's just the stormy background. But I think right here is where one of the sails is starting. So that's why going across the top, I might be able to get down into the top sail a little faster, and that'll be more exciting to be able to go from between boring sky and foreground subject. This string was one of my parked threads that I had over here, and I didn't have any more of that color in these pages, but I had more of it in page 3. So I parked it here. So that will be where I start for Terry Lee's birthday challenge, to start in on page 3 using this string, and then we'll see how many I can get in there after that. So you'll see this again next week, see how far I got on the birthday challenge. And then that'll be done for this rotation. I'm actually really happy that I got those parked threads in, so I'm glad I did that. And especially since I got the parked threads in and was able to go get the diamond painting organized and start on that all on Sunday yesterday, that was really nice to be able to at least get one organizing project thrown in there and a little diamond painting without feeling like I was neglecting my goals because I finished them. So there we go. That always feels good. So my other things this week, I have on the 22nd, tomorrow, is the first day of fall in the Northern Hemisphere. So that means I will be starting my fall cross. All my other crosses that you've seen me start spring and summer already, all of my other ones have been kits. But by the time I've had them on my list, my wish list off and on over the years. And by the time this one had not yet been purchased and the kits were now sold out, so I went searching to find new places. And they had this, it's cardstock, a cardstock copy on everything cross stitch. So that's where this one came from. And it's got a really nice big partially colored chart. It's black and white symbols with colored backstitching, which actually might be nicer than the kit, because the backstitching is really hard, really blocks some of the stitches because it's all black. Some of the backstitching is like dashed lines and things like that. So I think this will be a little easier to read actually. But you can also find this now as a PDF from the Cooler Design Studio straight up. Yeah, coolerdesign.com. So you can find a PDF there. Everything Cross Stitch has these also. So there's a couple places still to buy it. You may even find the kit still on eBay or something. So because this was just a pattern, it all calls for DMC, so that's not a problem. I have my master set, so I'll just pull from my master set. But I found some super old, this is the original container, Fiddler, 14 count Fiddler's Ada. It came in this container, so this is what I'll do it on. So all my other ones were on, I think one of them is white. I think Summer was on white. 14 count Ada, because they were in kits, so they came with Ada that was colorful for the most part, and I thought I'll just use that, and so I want this to match. So this is also 14 count Ada, but I thought this was a nice autumny color. Summer is on white, the only one that's on white. Spring was on light blue, and winter is on light green. So I thought the light tanned oatmeal-y texture of Fiddler's Ada would look really nice with the autumn one. So that's what I did. I had this in my stash already. So when I found that, I earmarked it for this pattern, and there you go. So I'll be starting that tomorrow for the first day of fall, and I'll work on that for 2 days. And I made a personal goal on that one to, in Cross Stitch Township, to be 5 strands of floss. Because I have 2 days to work on it. I won't have a ton of stitching time on Tuesday because I have Bible study on Tuesday, but I am hoping in the 2 days to get at least 5 strands. If I get more than that, that's a bonus. But that, I figured, set my goal reasonable so I don't freak out trying to get it done. And then it's my son's birthday. As soon as I'm done here, I'm probably gonna go start making his cake because we have a family party this evening. But because it's my son's birthday, I'm gonna work on his project, Dragon Ride by Teresa Wensler. And one of the prompts in the township group was something with a border. The other one was something that represents your life. And so I did this one because it was a cross to represent my relationship with Jesus. And so I did that one. And this one is something with a border. And so I won't be working on the border because I want to get more dragon done. My goal I made for myself on this one was to color complete one more color in the dragon. And I just finished color completing a yellow. So I think I'm going to choose a blue now. One of these blues, I think, the tealy blues. And so I'll pick one of those that I haven't done yet, or haven't done all of yet, and try to complete at least one more color in the dragon. And I have at least, yeah, I have 3 days on this one. So that should be doable. The other one I'm going to do for him, I'll start on Sunday. So you'll see a little bit of that. Is this one. It's super faded. I might need to print this out again. But this is Bear Time Stories by Randall Spangler. Mini Bear Time Stories. And it's a little bear reading bedtime stories to some baby dragons. So cute. So cute. And he knows I'm making this one too, and he really likes it. I'm going to do this one Extreme Cross Country. And I'm doing it on 40 count even weave. So 1/1 half stitches. It's really tiny. And this is how far I got. And I realized I didn't show you the dragon. I didn't bring it up. I'll have to go get that. My starting point on the dragon. Maybe I'll include a picture here from my last video so I don't have to go pull anything out and leave and come back. So this is a picture of my starting point on my dragon, which would have been the ending point the last time I worked on it. So yeah, there you go. And here's my starting point on Bear Time Stories. I realized when I started this during July for Full Coverage Fanatics Bingo, and because I needed something with dragons, and so I did this one. And I realized that this first color I chose was everywhere in the pattern in a nice countable way. so I figured, you know what, it could be fun. And I consulted my son and he was in agreement to go ahead and do this extreme cross country. So I will be continuing with this same burnt orange, reddish brown. It's not burnt orange. It's like a reddish brown color, and keep going all over the whole piece. So I don't know how far I'll get on that. I made my personal goal for Cross Stitch Township to be 200 half stitches because I know I have this slotted for 3 days, but only one of them is part of this week because this week ends on Sunday night. So I still have next week, Monday and Tuesday, to work on it, and I could potentially use it for another prompt next week. So for this week, I'll just try to get at least 200 half stitches on it on Sunday, and maybe when I get to that goal, I'll work on my diamond painting the rest of the day on Sunday, because that feels like a nice day to work on diamond painting. So the other thing is they're continuing to do birthday challenges in the Cross Stitch Township group. So Terry Lee's is today, and she chose do lots of new starts. And there's another girl, another lady in the group called Kitty, and her birthday is on Wednesday. So her choice was work on your favorite whip. And so I'm going to be using my fall cross for that one because it will be a brand new start. So it's going to be my favorite, right? Your one you're currently working on that you just started, it's your favorite. And I am excited about fall stitching. I think it'll be fun. I don't have a lot of seasonal things on the go, so it'll be nice to celebrate fall. So I will work on that, post my Wednesday before and afters in that group. And then there's another one on the 30th, which will be next week, so I'll show you this later, but she chose Christmas. And there was another birthday one that's coming up at the end of October who also chose Christmas, work on something Christmas related for their birthday. And so for those, I think I decided to make, I guess I could also work on my heirlooms nativity sampler, which I do need to get work on. But I thought I could also pull out my advent animals and see if I could get at least one of those finished this year, so I can maybe have one on display in my new little frame that I got for my birthday before Christmas. So we'll see. So I thought I'd work on my advent animals next week on the 30th. So that's the plan. And I think that's everything. Oh yeah, I had a few things to talk about plans a little bit. Not a lot, but this new journal that Anne got me for my birthday. I noticed there's a section in here that has the months on the top and the days on the bottom, or along the side, and so for the whole year. And I thought this would be a great place to record the specific stitches for the 21,000 stitches in 2021 challenge, because it's something that I'm going to try to do every day, and so I can be recording them in there. I also want to start tracking all my full coverage progress. Now that Pattern Keeper keeps track of my stitches for me, I can record it in my journal. Like on this day, for example, Iris, I got 125 stitches, and Norwegian Ship got 247. And so later I can go in and plot that in Excel and get totals for how much I'm stitching on each piece throughout the year. I was kind of hoping that I had that information from this year, but because I started using Pattern Keeper at Christmas time, but I didn't start recording my daily stitches until Monogamous Mania, when I was working on Anne of Green Gables. And so I only have those stitches for Anne of Green Gables, and then everything I've done in Pattern Keeper since then, I've decided it'd be fun to record it. So I only have back through May, which is really sad, because I was kind of hoping I had a whole year's worth of statistics that I could like start playing with, but I guess I'll have to do it going forward next year. So I can maybe plot what I've done since May, but it'll only be like maybe monthly statistics and it won't be representative of the entire year. So that's kind of too bad. But that's kind of my thinking going forward. I was hoping to have a year-long idea of how much I've been doing, because I don't actually know how many stitches I put in on these pieces throughout the year whenever they come up for a day or two here and there, to help me plan goals for next year to say, is 1,000 stitches reasonable? Is it too low, too high on each of my 21 full coverage pieces? So I'm curious about that, but I might just need to try a goal and see if it's reasonable, since I don't actually know. I suppose since I started in May, and May was mostly Anne of Green Gables, so from June to December is half the year, so I could maybe double what I worked on. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just talking out loud here. So that was my thought on that. But then I have like a month, all the different months of the year in just a small box I was putting in my Full Coverage Fanatics groups, and then they have month spreads that I can put in, like birthday sales and weekend events. And then they go even farther and do the week at a glance. So this will be nice for a little bit more detail on some of those projects and challenges and things. I don't like to do a whole bunch of challenges all at once. I feel overwhelmed and like there's too much to commit to, too much to reply to, having to post pictures everywhere. So I think because this Cross Stitch Township group has started now and they only have 3 challenges a week, that's a better number for me than 4, which I was doing with Enchanted Stitching Challenges Facebook group. The Enchanted Stitching Challenges group was really fun for me for a while. The last couple of times I've gone in there to check their weekly challenges, they are too abstract, I guess. I feel like I'm having to think too hard to figure out how to make my projects work, especially if I've already got something planned for that week. I'm like, how am I gonna make that work? Or even in my whole WIP list thinking like, I don't know, I don't want to think that hard. So it seems like most of the challenges so far in the Cross Stitch Township group are more basic, I guess, more straightforward. And so it's easier to say, oh, I have something that'll fit that. I have something that'll fit that. It's less brain work. And I think I need that to not be quite so mentally draining to try to do these challenge groups. So I think for now I'll do Cross Stitch Township and Full Coverage Fanatics and call it good, because I'll still have weekly challenges in the Township group and then the monthly and year-long challenges in Full Coverage Fanatics with the occasional pop-up thing thrown in there. And I think that's going to be a nice way to help me choose my projects, as well as things that I want to work on, should work on. I have a list, one last thing with plans. I have a list of 2020 finishes and goals and 2020 starts. I ended up with 21 starts on my list, which I have now done, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 so far. 14 after I finish the fall cross, or start the fall cross. So I've finished 13, I've started 13 of the things that I have on my starts list. My finishes and goals list ended up with 23. I was thinking of having 20 on each list, but I had a few more. 23 goals of things like finish this section, finish this pattern. I've done 1. It's because I don't look at this. I don't plan according to my goal list. I plan according to challenges and prompts and what I'm feeling. It's fine. The only finish I had was my Anne of Green Gables finish, and everything else is still here. But I do think I will finish some more. Like I'll finish E-Fairy most likely. I'll finish Touchdown most likely. So we'll see. There's some of them where I have a lot of my full coverage goals where they were finish diagonal, finish page, and I'm not stitching like that anymore. I'm stitching in cross country more often. And with Pattern Keeper, I think I'll eventually want to do either pages or stitches or % complete, because those are 2 statistics that Pattern Keeper keeps for you. So I already switched one of them to be 50% on Knitting Woman, because I'm close to that. I don't know that I'm that close, but we'll see. There's a lot of things in here that I don't think I'll get done this year, especially when I don't look at it until the end of September. So that's all right. It's just for fun. So that's kind of where I'm at now. I think if I am wondering what to work on coming up in the next few months, I might refer to that list. Oh yeah, I should probably work on this. I could probably get that goal done, you know. I might also not. I know I want to work on my Mayflower rose ornament in October, because I want to get it done by November 10th, which is when the Mayflower landed. I guess started heading over on September 6th. So a lot of people were starting their Mayflower projects on the 6th. I started mine a while back in January, I think. But I do want to get that done this year because it's kind of a commemorative 400th anniversary thing. And so that's something I'll definitely want to work on. I'm also missing my Mill Hill butterfly kit. I'm also missing my Enchanted Alphabet pattern. That's one that I chose recently for a prompt that said, look through your stash and find some buried treasure, something you haven't worked on in a long time. That was the one I thought of. I also want to work on my nativity sampler, which will come in really nicely for November and December stitching because it's closer to Christmas. My twisted band sampler, I want to work on that some more. So many things. Why do I have so many projects? I want to work on all of them all the time. Anyways, so it's fun, isn't it? I mean, I know some of you are probably having heart palpitations because I'm talking about all the projects I have going and you can only handle one at a time, and that's okay. That's okay. Not everybody is like this. And you probably see more finishes than I do because I just go crazy and start all the things. But I have fun doing it my way. So it is what it is. I'll finish what I finish and I'll enjoy it in the process, right? I'm a process stitcher for sure, 100%. I think that's all I can ramble about today. So hopefully this wasn't too long and crazy. Have a wonderful week. Mine will be kind of busy, so I don't know if I'll get done what I would like to, but I'll get something done, I'm sure. So I hope you have a fun week of stitching. Oh yes, I also wanted to say happy birthday to Dawn Frosty X Stitch because her birthday is today too. So it's Terry Lee Crafts and Dawn Frosty X Stitch. They're both having birthdays today, so it's very fun. So happy birthday, both of you. And in the meantime, happy stitching. Bye.